This is WCM's Park Update, a weekly show covering the outdoor hospitality industry, hosted by Ben Quiggle and Mike Gast. During each episode, you'll hear from special guests and campground experts on topics that will help your park flourish. WCM's Park Update is a production of Woodall's Campground Magazine.
Hi, I'm Ben Quiggle, editor of Woodall's Campground Magazine, and this is another edition of WCM's Park Update, sponsored by New Book. And of course, my esteemed colleague Mike Gast is here, former Vice President of Communications at Campgrounds of America. And at some point, we will have a different title for him, but he's still working on it. And then our guest today is David Bassler, the Chief Strategy Officer of the National Association of RV Parks and Campgrounds. And they're based in Centennial, Colorado. And it's great to have you on, David, again. It's always great to see you.
Great to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
I'm really looking forward to OHCE this year. I guess, that Chief Strategy Officer, that's a pretty new title. So I guess what does that mean? What are you doing at ARVC nowadays?
Well, I'm working primarily with our entire team on member relations and just working with our members and not only our campground members, but our supplier members on how we advance our organization and the future of the industry.
Yeah.
Exciting times. Lots of changes happening right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think, have you at National ARVC, I know it's exciting. We're seeing lots of new developments, lots of new builds, lots of, these groups coming in. Have you at ARVC been seeing a lot of the bigger groups come in as members? Are they, coming into ARVC and really looking to take part in what you guys have to offer?
Yeah, they are. Our growth has over the last, I would say, couple of years actually has been driven by a mix of independent park owners and small investment groups, small corporates, depending on how they identify themselves, multi-park owners, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all, a lot of them are focused on becoming members of our organization, not only for what we, offer year round, but for the engagement opportunities that OHCE has to offer as well.
Yeah.
So you've been doing the expo and the show for quite a while, or ARVC has. How do you keep it fresh? What do you bring in to make it new?
It's a challenge every year because we always try to one up ourselves every year and make it different. We have obviously the benefit of being in a different location every year, so that you're not going to the same place every single time. And we really put our focus, a lot of it, on the destination where we're going. Our events team works really closely with the destination and tries to bring out the unique qualities of wherever we're at. You saw that last year in Orlando, both in our planning and in our non-planning because of the hurricane. But you also, in Kansas City, you're going to see elements of Kansas City that even if you've been to that city, you may not even know exist. If you haven't been to Kansas City, it's a great town, and where we're located is all right in the heart of downtown. It's all very walkable, and our events team works closely to bring out those unique qualities that keep it fresh. Great example of that is in our receptions that we put on each year. There's a Monday welcome reception this year at the College Basketball Experience, which also is the College Basketball Hall of Fame. It's an interactive museum that will allow attendees to not only engage with each other and with sponsors, but have fun doing it. Because when you walk into this venue, there are areas where you can have free throw competitions and 3-point shooting competitions. You can go downstairs and be a sports center anchor as you call a college basketball game, national championship game. There are slam dunk areas that are at different heights, so even guys like me can slam dunk a basketball. So it's going to be a really fun evening. And then on Tuesday, our networking reception is at the Midland Theater, which is a 1920s vaudeville theater that in its heyday was absolutely beautiful, and they have renovated it back to that original splendor into an event venue. So just like last year's 80s night party, this year we're having a movie night party where everybody can come dressed as their favorite movie character and let loose and have a good time with their friends and with sponsors, and enjoy some great Kansas City jazz music at the same time.
Yeah.
So nuts and bolts, David. Do the attendees have to be members of ARVC in order to register?
No, not at all. Majority of people who come to OHCE join because they want to come to conference is oftentimes the catalyst when they reach out, because the price difference between what the members pay and what a non-member pays to register is considerably different. So oftentimes they will use that as the catalyst and become members in order to get that cheaper registration rate. And then obviously they see the value throughout the year of their annual membership, and then renew the next year and become lifelong members, hopefully.
So is there a deadline for registration?
There is. The deadline is the exact date is escaping me, but the deadline is usually about a week before conference starts.
So it says on your website, it says full registration, full member registration is $5.95 before, and that ends October 31st. And then you have like a last minute registration period for November 1st to the end of the show, where it jumps up to like $6.95. At least that's what it says.
Well, there you go. Use the website. Don't use me.
And then there's different prices if you're staying at the host hotel or not staying at the host hotel. And
Correct.
then OHCE runs from November 6th through November 9th. It's in Kansas City at the Kansas City Convention Center. So
correct. And the host hotel is the Lowe's, which is a brand new hotel connected to the convention center. So it makes getting to the convention really easily. You just walk down to the lobby and cross a sky bridge and you're there. So
yeah.
Any new educational opportunities this year?
Oh, lots of great professional development opportunities. We've got 40 breakout sessions, 10 Cracker Barrels. Normally we have one keynote. This year we've got two keynotes, an opening and a closing keynote. And then we also have a number of general sessions, not opening general sessions, but just general sessions that are going to happen throughout the event. So yeah, lots of great learning opportunities outside of the networking.
Yeah. And I mean, I think you've introduced at least one of the keynote speakers, Kendra Hall, and she's going to talk. I think that's the opening on Tuesday, November 7th. Do you know what the other keynote speaker's name is?
Yeah, the other keynote speaker name is Kara Kemp. Okay. And she is on, she's going to be kind of wrapping up the conference basically for us. She's going to be attending the conference as well.
Okay.
And is that closing reception or closing keynote is something that we've not done before. We're trying for the first time, but it's an opportunity for her to have attended the conference and kind of relay what she felt were the key learning objectives from the show, but also to allow attendees to engage with her and with each other on what they learned as well. So it's another opportunity to share ideas. A great example is, if someone's unable to go to a particular breakout session, this is an opportunity for them to come to this closing keynote and kind of still gather some ideas from maybe someone else or from the keynote herself who picked up on some of those great ideas that maybe an attendee missed along the way.
And I know you guys have been doing some different things for the opening general session, which is normally held the first full day of the conference. I know last year I believe you guys had the EV panel for the opening general session last year. And And for this year, you guys are doing another panel. It's going to be industry leaders up on stage, industry experts, and you guys are just going to be talking about the industry in general, some of the changes, the growth, the future. And I mean, that seems pretty exciting. You've got a lot of leaders on the panel, I guess.
Yeah. Like I mentioned at the beginning, the industry is changing a lot right now.
Yeah.
And the future of the industry is a big topic. The people who are on this panel are some of the best minds in our industry, and they've got all different perspectives on what the future of the industry holds. And that first day of conference is going to be huge. The future of our industry is going to be the overarching theme, and you're going to see how that plays out in different areas, not just with this panel of industry experts, but in other topics along the way, like our DEI luncheon on Tuesday. We're going to have some big announcements coming out on Tuesday as well that are around our organization. I mean, just lots of stuff happening on Tuesday that's super exciting. Our team cannot wait to kick off this conference. We really can't.
Yeah, and you guys are doing some like a master class. Can you just describe a little bit? When I look at the agenda, I see like a master class. I guess what's the difference between like a regular seminar and maybe what you're trying to do with this master class?
Sure, yeah. Master classes are intended for people who want to take a deeper dive into a particular topic.
Yeah.
So the DEI is a great example because we have a master class in that. So coming out of the luncheon on Tuesday, for somebody who wants to really dig in deeper on that particular topic, along with the keynote who is leading that session. She's leading both the luncheon session and the master class. So it's an opportunity to really dig in deeper on a particular topic, and learn from not only the speaker, but again, another opportunity to learn from other people in the session, because it's going to be a very engaging session. It's not your standard. And we're trying to get away from the standard lecture session, right? Where you sit in a classroom for 45 minutes and listen to a talking head.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that makes OHCE really unique, is that our sessions, even the master classes, but even the breakout sessions, are built, and we work with our speakers to do this. They're built in a way where the attendees have engagement opportunities throughout each session. It's not just sitting and listening to someone talk to you.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're going to take a small break, and then we will be back to talk with David after this commercial from New Book.
Calling all campground operators, owners, front desk heroes, say hello to your show sponsor, New Book, your connected hospitality management solution packed with the power to streamline your operations, maximize revenue, increase bookings, and deliver memorable guest experiences. Thanks to its suite of innovative and easy-to-use tools, backed by an expert customer support team cheering you on 24/7. So if you're ready to level up your campground and unlock more opportunities, head to newbook.cloud to start your journey today.
Hi, welcome back to WCM's Park Update, and we are talking with David Bassler, the Chief Strategy Officer of the National Association of RV Parks and Campgrounds. And we're talking a little bit about their Outdoor Hospitality Conference and Expo, which is set to run from November 6th through the 9th in Kansas City. And I know I'm excited about attending, although I am a Buffalo Bills fan, and you don't really like Kansas City very much. David, you're a Bengals fan, so you probably aren't a very big fan of them either. But I'm looking forward to being in the city. And I know one of the big things that you guys do at the conference every year is these takeaway tours. And those are back on the schedule. How many parks are you guys visiting this year? And do you know the names of those parks for memorization?
Oh, you're going to get me on that one. We're doing 2 parks, and the names of them are Peculiar Park, RV Resort, I believe is the official name. I apologize to the owners if I got that wrong. And KOA East. is the other one. And
Okay.
we're doing it 2 different tours and in rotation. So
Okay.
one bus will go to one will go to the other. They'll meet in the middle for lunch and then go to the other park in the afternoon that they didn't see in the morning. And yeah, these are always popular. It's an opportunity for a fairly intimate group to not only network on the bus going from park to park, but also when they get to the park, learn from the owners and the managers of those parks as to what's working, pick up great ideas that they can take home with them. It's always sold out. It's always popular.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about the expo for a minute, David. What's fresh and new at the expo this year?
Oh man. When people come up the escalator to the expo, they are going to be hit this year with a show like they have never seen before. In my time with ARVC, I'll give you just a couple of examples. In my time with ARVC, the most park models that we've ever had on the show floor was 8. This year we have 21 park models that are going to be on the show floor. And that doesn't even count all of the other glamping accommodation type things like safari tents and yurts and all those things that are on the floor as well. So when it comes to accommodations, the floor is going to be just packed with great opportunities to tour all of these options. Other great things that are happening, we've got our e-bike partner, Quiet Cat's going to have a demo area where people can ride the e-bikes around on the show floor. We've got a number of, after last expo, we had a lot of great feedback from attendees that they wanted to see more retail vendors, more laundry and holiday and crafts and those kinds of things. So we took that to heart, and we really are getting out there and getting a lot more exhibitors in those categories, which is new and exciting. A lot of whom have never been to OHCE before. And then the other really exciting thing for us is that for campgrounds who come to OHCE and are looking at what I would call some of the larger purchases, like let's say they're looking to buy some park models, or they're looking to buy some golf carts or some tractors or things like that. In the past, they've had to work directly with one of those exhibitors on a single purchase, go out and find a financer for that single purchase. We're doing something really unique this year where we have worked up front with financiers who are members of ARVC, supplier members of ARVC, who have different areas of expertise and different levels at which they typically finance. And we're working with those financiers to allow campgrounds to come to our expo and bundle purchases together to get a better rate. So they can, instead of having to purchase those things separately, they can purchase them all together in one purchase, one loan, and get a better rate because of it, which is something that's never been done in our industry before. So we're really excited to launch that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then, of course, I'll let you plug the hosted buyers thing. I guess, how is the registration for that coming along? Is that almost filled, or I know
it is almost filled, although I think we have a few spots left over that are still open, but that's going really well. We're in our 4th year of the hosted buyer program. You remember we started that online during COVID, and it was successful online, so we moved it to in person, and it's just been growing ever since, both with popularity of attendees and exhibitors. One thing we did differently this year that we hadn't done in the past was we opened registration up for a penny this year. Whereas in the past, we had hosted buyers go ahead and pay for their registration, and then once they went through the process, we reimbursed them for that registration amount. This year, you're able to apply to be a hosted buyer, and it literally, all you have to do to put down a penny up front. And basically what that does is allows us to hold a credit card on file so that if you don't fulfill your obligation as a hosted buyer, then we're able to charge the registration rate. But we're noticing over the last few years that just doesn't happen. These hosted buyer attendees come to conference. Yep. They're excited about the program. They're excited to have these conversations one-on-one with exhibitors. And we don't have people not showing up to their meetings. So it's really not an issue. People are just, really pumped to be at an event as a VIP, and you get to come as a hosted buyer, you get to come to a special reception, and it's always filled with a lot of fun things and relaxing, like massage chairs and that kind of stuff that we put out there that are only available to hosted buyer attendees. Yes. And they get those one-on-one meetings with the exhibitors before the expo starts. So everybody wins.
It always. So how are the numbers coming so far, David? Are you on track for a record attendance, or is it going to be just a good solid year?
We're on track for record attendance and also a record expo, like I mentioned as well. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty mind-blowing year with all the stuff that we've got going at the show. To have so many people show up in Kansas City, I think a lot of that speaks to the location. It's such an easy location to not only drive to, but now Kansas City has a brand new airport as well, which is much easier to fly into. They've picked up a lot more direct flights from major areas of the country. So it's an easy place to get to, I think, too, which is playing into it.
And of course, you guys are bringing back the all-important puppy cuddling, which, I think is
forget the puppies.
Yeah, I think that's quickly become like a favorite thing for some attendees. So you guys are bringing that back. That's sponsored by RV Share. And are you guys working with like a humane society in Kansas City then to be bringing those animals?
We are, which also plays into the drivability of the destination. The last time we had a drivable market was in Raleigh, and we ended up having, I can't remember the exact number, but I want to say 4 or 5 of the puppies got adopted from attendees from that event. So I suspect that we will have something similar in Kansas City with all of the folks driving in.
Now you just need to figure out a way to bring cats for cat people,
I'm allergic to cats, so that's not a real high priority on my end, but we can look into it for sure.
I keep sneezing whenever Ben's cats walk across the screen. That's how allergic I am.
That would be me too, Mike. I gotta stand with you on that one.
That hasn't happened.
I'm not against cats; they're just against me. That's what it comes down to.
Conspiracy.
And some other highlights of the conference. You guys are going to be doing your generational camping report. You got your trends and insights that you also talk about. That's an engaging panel. You guys are also going to be handing out your awards. The industry awards, which is always an excellent time to recognize people for all the work, the people and parks for all the work they've done. So that's always exciting. I imagine you guys are busy sorting through those award applications right now, I guess, right? Or are you still taking them in?
We're nearing the end of that process, actually. Yeah. The deadline to submit was a while back, and the awards are with the judges as we speak. We usually send them out to the awards companies around the 1st of October so that we guarantee we get the awards back in time. So looking forward to that luncheon as well. That's always a fun time when we can recognize the best in the industry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's all the time we have, David. It was great touching base with you on the Outdoor Hospitality Conference and Expo. Again, people can find out more information about that at www.arvic.org/OHCE. And you have a ton of information on there, from the schedule to how to register to, other information. It should be a great experience. I'm looking forward to Kansas City. I can't believe it's like a month and a week away or something. A month and 2 weeks.
Be here before we know it.
Yeah,
if you haven't registered, get on it.
Fall is in the air. So,
yep, that's right.
But thank you, David, for coming on the show, and thanks everyone for watching. And we will see you again next week.
Thank you for listening to WCM's Park Update, a production of Woodall's Campground Magazine. Join us for a new show each Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn for daily news and updates, and subscribe to our news feed on our website at woodallscm.com. Show hosts are Ben Quiggle and Mike Gast. Executive producers Rick Kessler and Alex Burkett. Copyright 2022, G&G Media Group.